Hi there, LinkedIn family. Jonathan here from Some Talented People, and post 2 about the authority gap. Now, I said in yesterday's post, if you're a man, buy this. If you're a woman, buy this. If you're a child, buy this. If you're a parent, buy this. If you're a boss, buy this. Because look, our biases, our neurological biases, they're not things that we consciously act on, but they are so powerful in terms of imbalancing the world for women and for girls to all of our detriment. Many of the things I'm working on are designed to actually get women into positions of authority, because with their ideas, which are currently missing, we will have a completely different and new set of opportunities. Let me just read you something out the front cover of this book. If you're a man and you buy this, it comes up with these sentences. Imagine living in a world in which you were routinely patronized by women. Imagine having your views ignored or your expertise frequently challenged by them. Imagine trying to speak up in a meeting only to be talked over by female colleagues. Imagine subordinates resisting you as a boss merely because you're a man. Imagine being trolled by women on social media for daring to express an opinion. Imagine people always addressing the woman you're with before you. Now imagine a world in which the reverse is true. And that's the sad thing, that the reverse is true. So I said I wasn't going to read from the book, but frankly, little excerpts are going to be the most useful for you. So this is page 12. As Julia Gillard, former Prime Minister of Australia, who's co-written a book about women and leadership, told me, we've never lived in an environment free of stereotyping. We've never lived with true gender equality. So even young people who are very highly sensitized and don't want to be discriminated on the basis of gender or indeed on the basis of anything else can't shed all of this social conditioning just through an act of will. You can't say I'm a feminist and somehow all your social conditioning is gone. Now, I can absolutely testament to that, because I obviously am pushing for women's issues and rights and equality. But I had a conversation with a lady the other day and I said, do you know, if I get cut up or something happens when we're driving, it's a woman driver, I still go, bloody women drivers. Now I'm 49. So these are conditions that are put into you. So that would have been put into me in the 70s and early 80s. I'll have got that belief. So basically, it's a situation whereby you've got to challenge your thinking. It's so easy to accept stereotypes, but stereotypes exist as a sort of comic shortcut. They're actually called heuristics, is the scientific term. They're shortcuts of thinking. And what's happening is that the shortcuts of thinking, which start when we're very, very young, become patterns of behavior and patterns of thinking that disregard the actual evidence in front of you. So in yesterday's post, I talked about the fact that the difference in pay and compensation for men and women, men get 14 times the pay and promotional opportunities for generating the same performance as their female colleagues, because men support men. So in order for you to actually get the best talent, the best people in your company, then what you have to do is challenge your gender bias, your authority bias, your expertise bias that affects women disproportionately. An example actually from another book, of which I can't remember which one I read it in, but I'll tell you anyway. It was when the Royal National Opera were doing interviews, and up until a certain point in time, can't remember when it was, but up to a certain point in time, there was pretty much no female representation in these large orchestras all around the world. And the people that did the audition said, no, 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 we only appoint people on the basis of talent, and we just haven't seen a talented woman. It's just the way it is, you know. We've been doing this for 100 or 200 or 500 years, and that's just the way it is. So then what they did was they introduced blind auditions. So literally behind a curtain, the musician played, and bang, all of a sudden you got 50-50, because when you don't have that stereotypical image to jump to an immediate conclusion, then what happens is you go, oh, yeah, this is really good. This person's really talented. This person should play in our orchestra. I can see them in a lead role. But of course, the same judges, when looking at the woman playing, came to an entirely different conclusion, which goes to show you how dangerous this is. This authority gap that exists is fundamentally breaking the confidence of women. And so that what happens is they become accepting, they become desensitized, they normalize what are called microaggressions, but perpetually being patronized or spoken over. These are called microaggressions because each one is an act which does damage. And it is the pernicious nature of stereotypes that allows the same damage to occur to women from the age of 5, as I said the other day, up until the menopause. And it's only when estrogen and testosterone level out during the menopause and women are not a sexual, I think, threat, maybe it's men, they think it's a threat, or they can't deal with a woman they find attractive. I'm not really sure, but basically later in this book it says that it's that sort of time that people start to make a difference. So I will go through and find another excerpt that speaks to the nature of the content of this book in a video coming tomorrow. So have a great day and be good. And as I said, if you can't be good, then at least be attractive while you do it. Let's say that. And I'll see you again for another part of Authority Gap tomorrow. See you later. Cheers.